Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the session with Frank Klesitz, CEO of GetViral.com, viral marketing. Frank has been on the summit for summit number 1, summit number 2, and now summit number 3. And I was just joking with Frank before we started this interview. I'm like, the speakers on the summit are starting to become my friends. I just talk with them once a year. But at this point, I feel like I know people, know them, right? And they kind of know me. I just think that's really funny. Frank has been on the summit before, as I just mentioned, and he has done a wonderful job in past interviews of breaking down some really tactical, actionable, implementable steps on how to get more commissions out of your database. I've linked to one of those previous interviews below this video, so that if you want, you can go watch that. In today's session, now that Frank and I get to do an interview for the 3rd time, I wanted to actually be able to take a chance to pick Frank's brain just a little bit deeper and get into some of the more advanced stuff around content marketing with your database. So that's what we have in store for us today. And if you don't know who Frank is in a perfect position to be able to give us insight and actionable steps around how to get more commissions out of our database, because that is exactly what they do for real estate agents at Get Viral. Is they are absolute geniuses at helping agents maximize commissions from their databases with database marketing. So Frank, my man, good to have you back on the summit. Welcome to Get Listing
Thanks.
Summit number 3.
Well, let's get people some listings.
Right? That's what they're here for. I wonder if in 10 years I'll still be doing this and I'll be like, Frank, welcome to Get Listing Summit number 13.
I'll be here and the message won't change much.
Right?
Yep.
Well, on that note, actually, let's then dive right in. I think that's a perfect setup. So you and I have talked about database marketing before, and we've covered the tactical steps that you kind of give away as a core concept that any agent can use, whether they work with Get Viral or not, you know what I mean? Just on their own, this is what they can do to get more commissions out of their database. What are you seeing, where I want to start today before we dive into more like advanced content stuff and some of the questions I have prepared for you? What are you seeing are the evergreen things that never change about effective database marketing to get more commissions and listings?
Yeah. Well, I'll give you 4 specific things.
Okay.
That if you watch one of the previous replays, maybe from last year, it'll go a little bit deeper on the actual full plan. But let me give you the 4 things that will never change when it comes to marketing a professional service. All right. Well, it's actually, we'll start with 5. So number 1 is you have to talk to people in your target market. So you really have agents who talk to people and you have agents who don't talk to people. So you have to pick the form of rejection you're the most comfortable with, whether it's calling or door knocking or community events or speaking to people. But you need to talk to people who are in your target market, ideally, a farm of homeowners if you're looking to get listings, or if you want more buyers. You're probably buying buyer leads, you're talking to those people, or you're calling your sphere, whatever it may be. Now, here's the thing. However you choose to talk to people, whatever the lead source is, that's really up to your personality, behavior, goals, whatever it may be. All right. But the next thing is when you're done talking to somebody, you have to offer them a subscription to your newsletter. That's the excuse to stay in touch, because the majority of the people that you speak to are not going to be interested right then and there to give you money as a real estate agent. It's probably going to happen later. Right? Or they can refer you. So you need to have some reminder, some systematic way to remind yourself where it's like, okay, I'm going to go through and I'm going to speak to 10 people today about real estate, 15 people today about real estate, 3 people today about real estate, whatever your comfort level is. At the end of every conversation, you have to ask permission to stay in touch by offering them a subscription to your local community newsletter or video blog or whatever it may be. And we'll go into that here in a bit. So you got to talk to people. 2 is when you talk to people, you need to ask permission to stay in touch. That's what turns them from a haven't met into a met. It's permission.
Okay.
All right. So now, great. I got your email address. Yeah, sure, man. Here's my card. We'll stay in touch. Here's my information. Sweet. Right. That's good.
Right.
Now you actually have to send them stuff that isn't.
Now you have to stay in touch, Frank?
Yeah. Now you actually have to stay in touch. Right. Now, kind of in real estate, the magical number is, 33 or 36 times a year you need to be in front of someone so they see you as their trusted resource. Those numbers are debatable. The point is a lot. It's more than you think. And the recipe that we found at Viral Marketing that works really well is too educational. helpful, informative videos a month that get sent by email and posted on Facebook and boosted out to your database. There's ways to do that. But basically 2 helpful videos a month, kind of promoted out to your subscriber list, like on the 1st and the 15th, answering some commonly asked question, giving a market update. We'll go deeper on the topics later today, right? Mm-hmm. Where people can get to know you. They see you as an expert. You're answering commonly asked questions, something like that. And then a monthly piece of direct mail. Direct mail isn't dead. It's actually very powerful because so few people are doing it. Be like a postcard of some type that says, here's my latest video. Go back to my blog to watch it, along with the problem you solve and an offer and a way to respond.
Okay.
So right there's 36 touches a year, 2 videos a month through digital, and then 1 postcard a month through, direct mail. Mm-hmm. Solid touch plan. By you publishing something of expertise that people can consume and spend time with you online, which really is the number one key performance metric of your online marketing is working. Like, are you going to track clicks, likes, shares, leads? It's not even that, man. I mean, you can generate a lot of leads, but they're all crummy.
Let me jump in and ask this. I know you guys constantly talk to real estate agents. What percentage of agents would you say are actually doing anything like this consistently?
Well, first off, not many. And the majority that are just kind of sending out a bunch of canned crap to the list.
Right. Yeah. Cornbread recipes that everybody knows they didn't write up.
Yeah. That might have worked when attention wasn't so fragmented, but things are getting so competitive where what I'm getting at now is the number one key performance metric is consumption of how much time do they spend with you online.
Is that point number 4?
Well, I'm still in point number 3 of like publishing your videos. So you have to talk to people. Let's see. Right. You got to talk to people. You got to ask permission to stay in touch. Mm-hmm. And you need to publish, 2 educational videos a month digitally, and then maybe put them on a postcard or direct mail. Some way to stay in front of people. But the whole goal of that is to publish something that people would arguably be willing to pay for to receive. Like, your marketing needs to be so good that people would pay for it. That's a really good standard. Is your marketing so good that people would pay for it? And that comes through your 2 helpful Q&A videos a month. We'll go into those topics here in a bit. So once you have that, the next step, and this is getting more and more powerful with artificial intelligence and lead scoring, is like all your activities of what you're doing online is being tracked. Mm-hmm. Websites you go to, visiting the website, ads you click on Facebook. And these CRMs these days, Keller Williams released a command that's built on an artificial intelligence platform where basically it takes all the people in your database and starts scoring them on like who is engaging with your stuff, who's interested in what you have to say now, right? Mm-hmm. I would probably call them. That's the last step. It would make sense if you or an assistant of yours would reach out to the people that are engaging, that are consuming recently the material that you're publishing. Now, a simple way of looking at that is you can actually track when you send an email to your list, the people who actually click the links in your emails. You can track who's actually clicking links. A simple way of looking at that lead scoring, if you will, is calling the people who click the links to watch your videos. So you can prioritize follow-up. So that was 4.
That's point number 4. And how would you summarize point number 4? Using
call the people in your database proactively that are engaging.
Got it.
So that
all of those who are engaging.
Yeah, that's the plan. I mean, so let's just step back. I'll speak to a real estate agent, and I'll be like, "All right, Bob, how many people do you speak with a week?" And I'm like, "Oh man, I wake up at 7:30. I wake up. I mean, this is what I'll hear from like someone really successful. I wake up at 5:30. I go to the gym. I'm on the phone at 7:30. I'm role playing my scripts." And then I spent all this money on all these expireds and FSBOs and leads, and I'm crushing the phones. I hate it. No one really likes it, but they do it, right? I mean, I don't think anyone really looks. The minority of people look forward to prospecting. Let's just say that, okay? But they go through. They make all these conversations to try to find the yes.
Right.
They go through all of that work to try to find a yes. And I go, Bob, what are you doing with all the no's? Oh, nothing. Just throw them away. I'm like, Bob, you should at least get the contact information and permission to stay in touch with those people and add them to your database and nurture on them to build relationships with them, because those no's might turn to yeses later.
Yeah.
And it's like, whoa, well, what does that cost? I'm like, nothing. You just have to end your conversation with, can I have your permission to stay in touch and put you on my newsletter? And if you're using at least digital marketing, there's no marginal cost depending upon how many people you're communicating with. Right. Let me give you a story. We have a client out in a resort market, and he has 30 agents working for him. Okay. And they come in every day for 3 to 4 hours, and their goal, and they probably hit it because it's like a call center, is those 30 agents speak with 30 people a day. Okay. Now, if you do the math, that's 900. 900.
Yeah.
So his office is speaking to 900 homeowners a day. Okay. Now, this is over many years. So think about all those opportunities to turn your people and yourself into a human opt-in form to ask permission to stay in touch. Mm-hmm. You just made one little shift. Let's incentivize and let's slow down the call to ask for their contact information and their email address, put them on the newsletter. He has hundreds of thousands of homeowners that get his newsletter. Wow. 10 plus million GCI. And what did that cost him?
Did you say 10 plus million?
Million GCI. Yeah, I think it's about 14 million. Wow. So the thing is you have to grow your business profitably. You know, if your whole business is just based upon you just buying up cold leads all the time, yeah, you probably eke out a small income with a lot of risk. Sure. Right? Sure. But if you're going to build a profitable real business, you're going to have to build your own list for your own access, as opposed to like having to use someone else's. And just by asking if someone can leave this webinar, it's ask permission to stay in touch and put them on a list. Mm-hmm. And start sending them stuff. Now, I know you wanted to talk a little more today about what actually to send people, right?
Yeah. And you said 5 things. So talk to people. So what I have written down is talk to people in your target market, offer a subscription newsletter, like actually get permission to stay in touch, send them something, publish 2 videos per month and 1 direct mail piece. Point number 4 was call those who are engaging.
Yeah. Talk to people, ask permission to stay in touch, send them things of value a lot. Mm-hmm. All right.
Right.
And maybe use multiple media, use direct mail and digital media, use all available media to get it out. Mm-hmm. And then the people who are engaging, let's call them. And one thing I would like to share, if I could share my screen, is
go for it.
One of the biggest questions you get is like, well, Frank, how do I build my database? What should I do?
Right.
I don't have anyone to talk to. Well, let's solve that problem. Andre, where do you live? What part of town?
Sacramento, downtown Sacramento.
Okay. So I'm on Info USA right now. You can use any data company. All right. But I'm going to build a consumer list of like our target market. Let me show you what I mean by talking to people in your target market. Okay. So if you were going to sell real estate in Sacramento, where would you want to specialize? Let's just give me a zip code. I can draw an area on a map, a city, a county, a state, but what zip code do you think you want to actually get listings in?
Actually, I do want to make this specific. So I'll tell you right now, it's not the zip code that I'm in, but I'll tell you which one in a second.
I could use counties. I could use metro area, courier routes, neighborhoods.
Well, you know what? Just go with, it's called the upper 40s. I'm in 95814. Let's just use that. I'm in 95814, but this zip code is like I would say it's probably 2 zip codes or 1 zip code over from me. It's like in East Sacramento.
Okay. So 951.
95814.
Got it. All right, we'll use that. Now I could really drill this down a lot more if I wanted you down to streets.
Okay.
Or on a block. Isn't that crazy? So I could really drill down my target market. Now, I'm not worried about age or estimated household income. I'm just going to choose head of household. But we do want to go after homeowners. So is there a cutoff on a home price that you probably don't want to deal with below?
Yeah, I wouldn't want to deal with anything below 300.
Got it. So let's pick homeowners, and let's just stick with single-family homeowners. Sound good?
Yeah. The other zip, I don't know if you can still add the other zip code in, but add 95816. I don't know if we've gone too far. 95816. That's the zip code that would be juice.
Got it.
They're called the Fab 40s.
All right. So if you take a look at this, we have 2,553 names. These are homeowners that live in these zip codes that are head of household. That's one person. home value is worth at least $300,000 that own a single family home. Now,
Okay.
it sounds to me that would be a great target market.
Yes.
So you can buy this list for maybe 10, 15, 20 cents, depends of the phone numbers, email address, contact information. You could purchase this of the names and addresses of all these people. And you could even go to a service like Tower Data, and what they could do is actually append email addresses. You can't.
What does that mean? What does that mean to append an email address?
Basically, as long as you have somebody's postal address,
Okay.
It'll search public records to append an email.
Like to actually find the matching email address corresponding to that house?
To that homeowner, yeah. Find their email
address.
Yep.
So you would buy the list. Sorry. So you would buy the list from Info USA and then put it through Tower Data, or you?
That's what I would do. That's what I would do. I would buy the list through Info USA or Coal Information. I would put it through Tower, and then you could even go so far as through Experian. So Experian, the credit card reporting company, has incredible data appends. I don't know where I can find it. Small business. But you can pretty much buy whatever you want on Americans for anything, and you can append all the information. So the whole point is that you could purchase a list of your target market of homeowners in an area you want that are a high turnover neighborhood. Now you just need to go talk to them. So pick your form of rejection.
So somebody's saying, Frank, I don't have a database, or how do I build one? That's the answer.
I mean, you can go just randomly talk to people on the street. I mean, you can go to some random networking events. That's fine. But if this is a business, I would pick a target market of I'm trying to go after homeowners to get listings. This is the Guest Listing Summit.
Right.
So there they are. There's the homeowners. Let's go talk to them.
Right.
Right. And I would do a community event. I would go knock on the door, call them up out of the cold, introduce yourself, whatever. You have to pick the form of rejection you can handle.
Right. So let me ask you this. I go by the list of 2,553 homeowners that you just pulled up for me. Hypothetically, let's say I'm doing this.
Yeah.
What should I send them? What kind of content should I be sending them out initially, or how should I be contacting them?
Well, probably what I would recommend is I would put on a community event. Because you have to meet these people. You have to actually, you just can't put them all in your database and start spamming and broadcast emails. Right. I know who you are.
Right. So
let's say we actually got this list. I would create what's the area called?
It's the Fab 40s.
The Fab 40. So I would create the Fab 40 annual ice cream social.
Okay.
And I would create that, put up on Eventbrite. And I would go find an ice cream truck I could rent for 2 or 3 hours for a couple $100 that gives away unlimited ice cream. I would go buy that and tell it to go park outside the park. I would go find one of those bouncers, little bouncy things for the kids they can go bounce around in.
There are a lot of parks in the Fab 40s too.
Yep. I would call up the Boy Scouts, call up the local Boy Scout troop or something like that and say hey, well, you want to come out with your tents and everything to kind of, recruit some kids because they have a recruiting budget.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And it would be the annual ice cream social brought to you by, your real estate team, the Boy Scouts, brought to you by the bouncer thing. And I would even go to get them all to pitch in. That way there's no money out of my pocket. So I would go find sponsors for the event so it doesn't cost me anything.
Got it.
And even better, the Boy Scouts will send an email probably to their database to get people to come. The bouncing company will email their database to get people to come.
Nice.
A local dentist that's been around for a long time usually knows all the homeowners in the area. And they usually have expensive snoring guards they want to sell. Ask them to mail their list.
Right. And come set up a tent at the event.
Yeah. So the whole thing shouldn't cost you any money. And now you have an excuse to reach out to these people.
Right.
Call them up. Hey, I'm your neighbor.
That's not selling something or pitching for services. It's inviting neighbors to a community event.
Yeah. See, in marketing, it's called a secondary offer. I mean, your primary offer is give me money to buy or sell your home. Now, you're kind of a pest running around asking all these strangers, you want to sell your home, give me money, want to sell your home, give me money. If you ask enough people, you'll probably get a yes. And people do that.
Right.
But if you ever heard
Frank, I want to list homes in the Fab 40s.
Yeah, but look, if you understand the concept of marketing funnels, instead of running around with your primary offer that's the bottom, let's create something upstream. Get a free report, come to an event, come to a seminar, then you sell them stuff.
Right.
So this idea would be is that you send one-to-one emails. You have the email list, just send them all a personal email. Hey man, I'm reaching out, introducing myself. I'm your neighbor down the street, live in the community. We're in the community together. We're doing this event. Check it out. tickets are $5. Here's a code to get it for free. Register on Eventbrite. We'd love to bring the family together.
Nice.
Right? You can run a Facebook ad, target the area with it.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, if you got the email list appended and their accurate email addresses, you could set up a custom audience inside Facebook, right?
Oh, there's so many things you can do. You could direct mail everybody through Every Door Direct.
So how much does a list cost like that? You said 10 cents per name?
Depends how much data that you want, but
okay. So how many fields you want? Telephone number, email, all that adds. Okay. But I mean, that's a one-time purchase though. You only need to do that one time, right?
They also sell subscription services. I mean, this is when you start getting into data.
Right.
But I just want people to realize that you could purchase a list of your target market, and probably one of the best ways to break into that is by doing community events. Like, for example, this is Every Door Direct Mail's website. If I go to the EDDM mapping tool, what was the zip code you wanted?
95816.
All right, so I'll do a search here. All right, so here you go, 95816, right? Mm-hmm. So you want to invite all these people to a community event. I could select the little areas here.
Gotcha.
I mean, I can get real specific on courier routes. See that?
Yeah. Yep.
So if I want to mail all these people an invitation, it would cost me $853 of postage.
Right, and that's 4,500 homes.
4,562 people, and you could send them a full-page flyer to go to your website and register for the event with a code.
Yeah, because I mean, you basically use a mailman, right?
Yeah, they'll put in every actually
every
we just want residential. Yeah. You can call them up too. Whatever, man. Mm-hmm. I mean, you got to go talk to people. That's the business.
So choose your form of rejection, right?
Choose your form of rejection. That's what I tell everybody. You're going to get rejected, and if you can't handle it, get out of the business. But it's a lot easier if you lead with a secondary offer than a primary offer to get somebody's attention. Okay, so secondary, anything else that we should cover specifically about this before we transition to what kind of content you should be putting in your videos, in your videos? I mean, when it comes to building your database, look, these are time-tested principles. Go buy a list of your target market and start reaching out to them with something of value that sparks a conversation, to start a conversation, and slowly lead them down the path where they trust you enough to give you money. And that's the key, I think, what I'm hearing you say is create a conversation with something of value for them, not asking them for business. Correct. Right. Yeah. Yep. That would be my strategy of choice. 100%. So now let's say, you have people come out to a community event. Let me just give you like an example. This is I love examples, Frank. All right. I love examples. This is a little overkill. All right. But this is a client of ours in San Diego that partnered with a local food bank for a charity. Okay. So the way that he broke into the target market, this is a very affluent area of San Diego. Like, how do I meet all these rich homeowners and then convince them to give me, full commission on their home, which is tens of thousands of dollars? Right. Well, let's partner with the charity and let's invite everyone to an event so they get to know me and I might get some business from it. Okay. So he started. He did an event called Purse Bingo. I don't know what this is. Women like doing this. So let's watch what Purse Bingo is. Sound good, Andre? Okay. Here, I'm nervous, but okay.
How are you? This is really, really cool. Thanks for coming out and supporting the San Diego Food Bank.
So that's Dan. See? Okay. That's a secondary offer. He didn't go out and say, do you want me to sell your home? Hire me. He said, hey, come to the event. Okay. Right? That's how he broke in. A charity social. And then all of those people came into his database because they were all homeowners and their friends. Gotcha. Right. And he probably had he probably offered them something to stay in touch. Sure. He's like, yeah, I'm in real estate. Let me keep you guys updated with my video blog. So let's get into the content. So for example, Dan Beer would have, who's an agent here in San Diego, he would have, the San Diego Real Estate Journal.com or something like that, where it's like, here's my website with everything you want to know about local real estate. So let me give you an example of a client website. So this is, here's an example. This is a client of ours in Silicon Valley. So you would start this newsletter brought to you by your real estate team. Kind of cool, right? where you start publishing all these videos and all these insights and to educate people and to teach people everything they want to know about how to buy or sell a home. Is that great? And people can go here, they can click on a video and they press play.
Hey there, Brett Jennings with Silicon Valley Real Estate Journal here. I want to welcome you back to our video blog. Thanks for tuning in. Our topic today is the often forgotten
And it's not Brett sells SiliconValley.com. It's Silicon Valley Real Estate Journal. So it's really
it's a little more educational.
Educational based, content based type platform.
You want to create marketing so good people will pay for it. If it doesn't pass the will people pay for this marketing, don't do it. That's
a high bar.
Yeah, but that's the bar you need if you want the most valuable thing in right now, which is people's attention.
That's true. It is the attention economy, right?
Yeah. I mean, Gary Vaynerchuk's always like, I day trade attention. So like if you're looking to get someone's attention, if you're looking to get an affluent homeowner's attention, you and everyone else.
Right.
So what are you going to do to stand out? Well, your marketing, your event, your videos, your meetings, your calls should be so good they're willing to pay for it.
And here's the thing. If you're a real estate agent, you want to break into an affluent neighborhood or any neighborhood that you're thinking of, you already know the tactics that any competition is using. They're going to be the same ones that you've probably heard about and maybe are using or have used. So what are you going to do differently to stand out and get that attention, right?
Yeah. And the whole goal is like, man, I went to this person's event. This was kind of cool. And then I started getting all their helpful videos. You start seeing they engage with it by watching the clicks. So for example, not to jump ahead because I'll get back to content. There's lots of email marketing services you can use to send out email. At Viral, we use Emma. Emma's wonderful. This is probably the bee's knees when it comes to email deliverability and formatting and like a powerhouse.
Why?
So I don't know. They're just really good.
Okay.
Deliverability is good. They're really strict on their list. It's very intuitive. We've researched like Constant Contact and all of them. We like Emma. So this is actually included in every client's membership when they work with us. I actually give them an account. So one of the cool things is, let's say you send an email out with your helpful video. There's actually an app you can download. Where is it? Landing pages. Yeah, it just keeps going forever. Okay. Yeah, there's a little, here we go, metric. So you can download metric and it will tell you your open rate, your click rate. You'll see in real time everyone who's engaging.
Okay.
Call them. Hey, I see you subscribe to my videos. Are there any questions I can answer about real estate? Want to invite you to an event? Just try to spark a conversation because people kind of already maybe know who you are in some way.
Nice. So it basically does real-time lead scoring for you in terms of your lead scoring your database engagement.
I would call it lead scoring is a good way of looking at it. Yeah.
Got it. But it's really, so back to your earlier point, those who are engaging with your content, engage with them even more.
Correct. Yeah. Have a conversation. Yep. I was, at the time that we're doing this, there's a big digital marketing conference going on in San Diego. And, you would think all the stuff is going on with, bots and messaging and all these things. And the whole messaging of the conference is you need to get on the phone and talk to people. Like this is like an internet marketing summit of all these people. And they're talking about the importance of human account management. And we've come full circle where, you could use a bot to assist you. You can use artificial intelligence, maybe filter through to find who wants to have a conversation, which is kind of like that lead scoring, but someone actually has to do that.
What's the last NAR stat? 74% of business on average goes to the first real estate agent to have a real, meaningful, in-depth conversation with a prospect.
Yeah.
Three-fourths of the pie. Three-fourths of the pie, the lion's share of the pie. Technology needs to assist you and enable you to get into the conversation, right? Not replace it. I think you've said that before.
Yeah, it does. Let me just give you guys like an example here of building your list. And then we'll get into more content of what to say, but I'm on our website right now. So let's say, you're speaking to, 10, 15, 20 people a day or a week or whatever. Mm-hmm. Well, you basically ask them, I'll zoom in here. Hey, would you like to get our newsletter? Would you like to get updates from me about helpful updates about what's going on in real estate in the community and whatnot? And someone says, sure. So you put their email address in, you write in how you heard about the person, and you click submit. Now remember, this person probably just spoke with you on the phone. They don't really know who you are, let alone will they ever remember you. But once you click submit, it fires out a welcome email. Hey, it was great to visit with you. You're now subscribed to our video e-newsletter. That's a subscription confirmation email, and a subscription confirmation email after someone opts in has the highest open rate of any email or internet marketing. So that's one of the things that you can do to set yourself apart where, your competition is just like on the phone. Well, how can you, after you speak with them, how can you get them to really connect and see who you are?
Right.
Well, send them to put them on your list, bring them into your list, put them on your touch campaign that goes out automatically with real helpful stuff, and especially get them that subscription confirmation email right after they get off the phone. So somebody hangs up on the phone with you, a couple seconds later, they get a ding on their email inbox saying it was great to visit with you. And they open it and like, here you are looking like amazing with all your reviews and videos and everything. That's the idea.
And you're putting a face to the name, a video, right? Which is huge, important. Let's dig into what to put into video content.
Sure. So
let's dive into what kind of video content works.
So there's lots of different ways to look at this. Let me just give you some ways to think about this. So the first thing when it comes to content, you have to be listening to the market and answering questions the market asks. So it's time to slow down and listen. And what are the questions people are asking you? Then all you have to do is just answer those questions in your videos. So for example, hey, this is Frank Klesitz with ABC Realty, and I was out with a buyer the other day in a competitive market, competitive area of town, and they asked me, should I include a letter, a personal letter with my offer? And I want to answer that question for you today. That's it. That's it. All you're doing is just Q&A videos. Hey, this is Frank Klesitz, and I was, having pizza last night at a pizza place, and someone knew I was in real estate and asked me, how's the market? Well, let me tell you. Let me tell you what's going on with the market today. Right?
Let me ask you a question. I know that with the client work that you do, it's oftentimes that the client is on a web camera, right? And they're being interviewed by somebody on your guys' team, and then you cut the videos for them and make them for them like that. And the agent is in an office or sitting in a chair. I'm curious, for somebody who's a little bit more confident or relaxed with the camera, what do you think about walking through the very neighborhood that you're targeting with like a selfie stick and recording a short 2-3 minute video while walking a sidewalk in that neighborhood?
It's hard. There's a lot of variables. You have a good sound, you have good lighting, you have keeping the camera stable. It sounds good. It sounds interesting, and certainly it is.
Right.
But to keep that up consistently, consistency beats creativity at this. So what I'd rather do is just, let me give you an example video. Here's an example of a client of ours. This is shot on the Logitech C920. It's like a $70 webcam with a simple microphone. This is what it looks like, just shot at your desk, and there's nothing wrong with it. Let's take a watch.
Hello, it's Greg Sisson here in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina with the Hoffman Group. Thanks for joining me for my video blog. Today I'm going to share with you the first quarter report card for the Grand Strand. Stay tuned. Okay, thanks for joining me today, and we want to talk this morning about our local market stats. I'm comparing first quarter 2015 with first.
Is that nice?
Yeah.
It takes 5 minutes. And what's nice is the way you get someone comfortable on video is, for anyone watching this, if you're like, okay, I need to do this, but this is like really scaring me.
Right.
All right. I'd say, look, let's schedule a time once a month to get on a little meeting like this, a little video conference. All right. And we're going to turn the record button on. And I want you to look at the camera like I'm looking at you right now, not looking at yourself. See the difference? Looking at the lens. Okay. So look at the lens. All right. And I'm going to start asking you questions. I just want you to talk to me. That's it.
Right.
Take the recording, edit us out. That's how we did it with Greg that you saw in that video. It was just a conversation. And that's how it started. The easiest way to get somebody on video is just to interview them and record an existing conversation.
Gotcha.
Yep.
So circling back to content rules, at least as I wrote it down, your point number one, you said some ways to think about it was to listen to what the market is, listen to the market and answer the questions the market is asking.
Yeah, listen to the questions the market is asking. Now, let's go a little deeper on that. Let's say you don't really know or you're not listening. That's okay. I don't listen all the time. Okay. You can't think of anything, okay? Well, let me give you some other tips. Sound good?
Mm-hmm.
So what's really cool is, you know who else is listening is YouTube and Google. They're listening. And one of the coolest things is this automatic search bar. Watch this. Sell my home. So what people want to know is they want to know how to sell their home fast. They want to sell your home apparently in Cleveland. They want to know how to sell their home on Zillow or sell my home by myself. So a great topic could be is how to sell my home by myself. Educate them. Show them how hard it is. Right?
Mm-hmm.
How to list your home on Zillow? Make a video about it. Show them that this is some of the challenges of it. If you're kind of positioning it to where you can help, there's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
You know, getting a mortgage. People want to know how to get a mortgage when they're young, self-employed, with a loan. This is what people are typing into Google, man. Offer homeless a job. Let's figure something else out. Real estate agent. It's interesting. Nobody searches for real estate agent. The only people searching for real estate agent are real estate agents.
Are real estate agents.
Seriously. Nobody's searching for a real estate agent because that's not what they want.
Right.
What they want is an offer, or they want to sell their home, right?
Or well, I think you already searched it. How to sell my home for top dollar or something like that. How to sell.
You know, home improvements on a budget, home improvements to increase value. These are all the ways you title your video. So one of the things that we did up on our website, this is 2018, but the 19 is up. This is what people are searching for. These are all the topics. We went through YouTube and tried to figure out, okay, what are people typing in that's popular, that people are asking Google for their answers, that you can create video topics on that would serve demand, that would supply demand. And here's a bunch of examples.
Nice. Where can people go and download this from you?
On the website, or just take screenshots of this.
I'm going to link to it. I'm going to link to it below the video.
Yep, it's right on the real estate page of our website. So that's pretty cool. I'll give you one more little tip for topics. This is this is a little overdone, but there's a cool website called answerthepublic.com.
I just heard about this website.
You could type in, sell my home. And it's just basically, gives you all these little mind maps and I think it a little overcomplicates it. I like the Google autocomplete, but you could sit here and just do all these things people are asking. Look at this.
Yeah.
And there's all these different ways of different prepositions to see what are people asking. So if you create content, what should the topics be to serve demand on the internet?
I love it.
Now, anyone watching this is a little overwhelmed. Okay. So again, it just
relieved and excited because there's actually a plan, a way you can go about implementing.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a plan, but it's okay, I gotta say something on video. Somebody just needs to interview you and just ask you some questions to get you comfortable.
Yeah.
And that's what we do here at Viral. We interview our clients on a webcam to create 2 helpful videos a month. And then we edit, optimize, and promote them out to their entire list, all done for you. That's our business.
Guys, look how comfortable Frank looks. I'm interviewing him.
Oh yeah, that's great. And here's the thing too, beforehand, I'd be in a suit and everything. And then what I've really learned is to really connect with people, is to have them more personal. Maybe I could clean this up a little bit back here, but this is my home office. As you can see, my assistant sits back here, my 4-year-old son. Right? But it's all about connecting. And a little tip when you're shooting your video is try to be close in the frame like this. Now, right now, I'm looking at myself on the webcam, but watch this. When I look at the camera, how different is that?
Right. Big time.
So I'm looking into a lens, which is super weird, but you're really connecting with the audience. So imagine you up close on camera with good sound and good lighting on the Facebook feed, talking like this, explaining something, looking right into the lens. You can connect with someone that way and really set yourself apart.
It's true.
Yeah.
I agree.
So
This is a lot of content that we've covered very quickly in a short period of time. I love it. Let me circle back just to
Sure.
recap.
Yeah.
Kind of a 4-part framework. One, you have to know you have to actually talk to the people in your target market. 2, you have to get permission to stay in touch with them by offering them a subscription to your newsletter.
Yep.
3, then you actually have to publish something to stay in touch with them. So
something so good people would pay for that doesn't suck up all your time and creative energy.
That's right. That was the key point there. Yeah. So marketing good enough for people would actually consider paying for it. Mm-hmm. You guys at Viral have figured out that what works pretty consistently and well is 2 videos a month and 1 direct mail piece
the recipe would be 2 helpful videos a month and a month through digital channels, and then a monthly item of direct mail. We like a little postcard. People are like, well, what, a postcard, huh? What? A video postcard? What does that mean? Let me give you an example. Here. Actually, let me just take you through this. It's actually probably pretty good. So you want somebody to interview you to make it easy on video. Mm-hmm. Someone that can edit your videos so you look good once it's all done. You probably want to put it up on YouTube. You probably want to get it search optimized. And then somebody should put on your blog with an article that's written that goes with it after intelligently watching it and writing an article to go with it. Probably want to email it out to your database looking really nice like this, right? Update social media with it, turn it into a podcast. But if you keep going down, a postcard. Is that cool? Something like that with your latest video on the front and then an offer to contact you to solve people's problems in the back. That's kind of the promotion system. So I shoot the video. What do you do with it? Well, there's the answer.
Nice. Okay. That makes a lot of sense. And then call those who are engaging. So those who are actually coming to your videos, watching the videos, and you have their information in your database.
So powerful. So powerful. Yeah. Like, you're going to send this stuff out and, reporting will give you kind of insights to like, okay, who is consuming this stuff? So let me give you an example. Let's say one of your videos, it's not really a question, but let's say you title one of your videos, 3 things you must absolutely know before you sell your home this spring.
Right. Okay.
All right. And you realize that 87 people in your database watched it. What's interesting to me is people would rather do a bunch of cold calling or spend a bunch of money on more leads and do that as opposed to calling those 87 people saying, hey, I see you subscribe to my videos and just want to know if there's any other questions I can answer for you, invite you to an event, and to see if you or anyone you know who's looking to buy or sell a home. Oh, so funny you called. Yes. Right?
Sorry, do you mention in the call that that they watched the video?
You could. I prefer the language. I see you subscribe.
Got it. Okay.
I think works better.
Got it. Or, okay. Got it. Yeah. Or I recently sent out a video and I was just wondering if you had a chance if you caught it and we had a chance to watch it.
Something like
that. Okay.
I wouldn't say, hey, I was looking at my metrics reports and saw you specifically click this 7 times in the past few days. So I'm calling you because I'm spying on you.
My data says that my predictive analytics say that you are potentially a commission.
Yeah, based upon all your Visa transactions and where you've been on your iPhone, I happen to know. No. Yeah, don't say that. Even though the data in America probably is available for that, you wouldn't be surprised.
Right, it is. Okay, very cool. And then the other thing that we covered here, well, you gave some really awesome resources for just being able to put together a database, Info USA. There was another site you went to.
Yeah, so let's say you go to, probably in real estate, probably the most popular one is Cole Information. It's the old crisscross directory. You'll see them where.
What was the email append website though, real quick?
Yeah, you can call these guys up, and they'll sell you phone numbers and contact information of homeowners. That's what they do.
Okay.
Right. But and they might be able to give you really good appends, but there's other companies too that like specialize in appends.
Got it.
We've had good results with Tower Data for email appends, where if you have a list of mailing addresses, they will append email addresses. Now you can't just throw all those emails on your blast, Emma. You have to individually email them because they're cold. Correct. But if you're trying to prospect, you can do one-to-one email prospecting. There's nothing wrong with that, And then Experian, dude. Experian data append. Like just straight up credit card companies. I'm sorry, credit reporting agencies.
Yeah.
You know, you can append data on people, and the more you want, the more expensive it is. But you can call them up and say, okay, like, you know, here's what I want to know. Maybe can you get me everyone that has a mortgage? Can you get me anyone that recently had kids? Can you get me anyone that's going through a divorce? Can you get me anyone that has a weed abatement? Can you get me anyone behind on their mortgages?
Mm-hmm.
You know, that data through certain sources is available. So that's where you start getting into, like, instead of just going to all the homeowners, you can maybe focus on homeowners that are likely to sell.
Right.
And then be in some distress situation or have a recent life event that data is available, and you can maybe target it down that way.
Okay. Makes sense. All right. So infousa.com, call information, Tower Data, Experian.
Yeah, those are some
Perfect.
sources you can go
Yeah.
to kind of like start getting into the data world.
Yep.
Well, what that does is, hopefully what anyone takes away from that is it gives you focus on a target market of homeowners if you're looking for listings, as opposed to like, oh, let's just try to find business.
Right.
You know?
Right. That makes a lot of sense. And what I really like too is what you taught and shared on, to just lead into the marketplace with a secondary offer. It's not, you're not leading to these homeowners. You're not leading with, you know, I want to list your home. Give me money, give me a commission. You're leading with a secondary offer, something of value or interest, like a social, like creating an event in the community that you can actually have a natural reason to talk to people about.
Yeah. Like, I think a lot of people watching this are probably familiar with like coaching companies that sell you coaching in real estate. I mean, they're not just cold calling agents saying, buy my coaching for all this money. That would be the equivalent of you going out and saying, hire me as your real estate agent.
Right.
It's kind of weird. It can be done. Don't get me wrong. Right. So what they do is they set up a strategic funnel. I mean, let me just give you an example of Tom Ferry really quick. Right. So Tom's a coach in real estate. So let me kind of show you how this works. I mean, you know, Tom speaks at events. This would be like you speaking at, you know, a Rotary event, or you speaking at a Chamber of Commerce event, or you speaking at some event maybe about real estate or a workshop in your local community. And he's publishing videos. What this allows him to do is reach a new audience, so people spend time with him and get to know him. Got it? Now, he'd like to sell you coaching. That's how his company makes money, but he's not going to sell a coaching contract off of seeing him speak once or watching a video, right? He's not going to sell you, you know, get you to hire him as a real estate agent just from that. He has a secondary offer, which is come to an event. Come to an event and let me show you all of our coaching clients. Let me interview our coaching clients. It's kind of a presentation for coaching, to be honest with you, get you excited, right? And then from there, you're like, yes, I'm going to do something. So you book a free consultation after the event, because this was the secondary offer. This was the tertiary offer. You can call it that. So it goes, the funnel is this, to the event, to the free consultation. And on the consultation, what they do is you tell you stories. Let me tell you stories of all the homes and all the homeowners I worked with and how I solved their problem and how I can do the same for you. And you go, wow, you could really solve my problem. So you put them in your home selling plan, which is like, yeah, you pay me a commission. I have this marketing plan. I have this home selling program. If you hire me to sell your home, I'll do it right here. Do you see the similarities? So this is really what I want an agent to do. I want an agent to publish videos, to stay in touch with their database. You know, they should be inviting people to events to get to know them. They should be talking to people and sharing stories about how they sold homes, and have a program to sell the home. And you can have many programs. You can have a low commission. You know, I'll do this for 2%. This is 7%. You know, I could buy the home outright and resell it. You know, you can have different offers at different price points to sell the homeowner based upon what their needs are. Just like Tom, for example, has different coaching programs for different needs of the market.
Gotcha.
So, yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
So you'll see a lot of these similarities of building a funnel. And what I'm just trying to get people to think about is picking a target market and having maybe some secondary offer of subscribing to my newsletter, coming to my event, to people get to know you, to eventually bring them to the point where they want to hire you as their real estate agent, and having that conversation. I
love it. Love it. That's pretty simple, right? Probably a little bit more complicated and harder to do than it sounds. But yeah, I think like you're saying, it's consistency. I think, and I wrote that down, consistency beats creativity with this.
Oh, all the time, man. One of the things that holds, let me tell you this. one of the things that keeps people very poor in real estate, or broke is probably a better term, is they just get too creative because the business is boring. It's a boring business. It's the same thing over and over and over and over. Let's just be real. But guess what? That's most businesses. A dentist, same thing over and over. McDonald's is making the same thing over and over. If you look at most business success, it's getting comfortable with the repetitious boredom of doing the same thing over and over well that produces a consistent result. Now, us, on the other hand, the business owners just get so bored. So we start making up all these creative things with the excuse it's going to make us more business. But really what it is, it's just our creativity need because we're so darn bored with the business. So consistency beats creativity all the time.
I agree.
Those are my thoughts.
Yeah, that's true in my business, and it's true probably in every business I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's the same. It's getting comfortable with the repetitious boredom where I'm just going to publish these 2 videos a month, roughly on a lot of the same topics forever and ever for the rest of my life.
And to that end, to publishing content, you shared 3 different ways to be able to go about it. One was to listen to what the market is asking and answer those questions. Second was if you don't know what they're asking, or you're not listening, you don't know where to start, you can go look up Google and YouTube autocomplete by just beginning some search phrases and seeing what pops in, because that's what people are searching for. And if you really wanted to have an exhaustive list, you can go to answerthepublic.com, type in a search phrase, and you will get a very, very in-depth mind map of all the possible videos you could ever shoot topics on. Frank, why isn't every real estate agent a multimillionaire or a billionaire, man, if you're putting this out there for free like this?
I have lots of answers to that. Well, I'll even sweeten the deal. All right, so let's say you have to hire someone to help you out, like Viral, right? Well, you can include one of the things we have here at Viral, just so you know, we completed the paperwork for a very expensive third-party valuation, which is very important if you're taking money from settlement service providers. So we have all the paperwork to get your mortgage person to pay about half your fee and include them. So you can actually zero cost all this out, and we have many clients that do. I mean, just case in point. So I want to, basically what I'm trying to do is eliminate, I need money. Erroneous. So you can have your mortgage person, cover about half of the cost, right? But on top of that, what you also have is you can actually start raising money from advertisers in your videos and on your blog. We have clients here that, Douglas here raised $3,500 a month. Chip raised $2,500 a month. Matt O'Neill has $10,000 a month coming in. He's a brand new realtor, raised $10,000 a month. These people went to local businesses and said, look, I'm going to be talking to all these homeowners and sellers. I'd like to be able to refer business to you. I want to include you in my masterminds. I want to include you in my videos. And they raised funding to help pay for everything. So there was no risk or money out of their pocket for any of this. You can go in here and just click business sponsor project. There's a whole bunch of interviews on that. So if someone were to say, I don't have the money, I would say you don't have the relationships with the local businesses who also want to be in front of the homeowners that you're going to go get in front of.
Right.
Got it?
Yeah.
So here's the issue. It just comes down to work, man. I don't think anyone necessarily, very few people get into, real estate or any of the independent contract jobs because I want to go work very hard and do all this. It's more, I want to relax and I want some freedom and do a couple deals. I want the freedom. And that mentality conflicts with what's necessary to actually produce a really great income.
Right.
And all these tools are available to you. They're all available to us. They can be used, but you're going to have to curb your need to be creative. You're going to have to accept and hold your ego in that people have already figured this out and you don't have to figure out on your own. Just do what other people have been to be successful. You're going to have to step up and overcome your fears to increase your communication skills. So you probably started off by just selling one-to-one face-to-face and that freaked you out, but you got comfortable. Then you started, maybe selling over the phone and that freaked you out and you got comfortable. Maybe you actually did a small little workshop and that terrified you and got comfortable. You're upping your communication game, right?
Right.
Well, now I need you to communicate through media. I need you to communicate through the written word or through video so you scale. And I need you to step up your communication game to that level. So it's very much a personal growth path of how can you improve your communication skills to go from communicating one-to-one to one-to-many. So the answer to you is success is something you attract by the person you become. You ever heard that?
I have. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You have to step up and become a better communicator and a better leader and a better teacher. And if you do that, you'll succeed at viral or doing this.
You'll succeed at viral or doing this.
Or doing it.
Yeah, but really, if just the starting steps is what's holding anybody back from implementing this, I personally can't say enough good things about going over to getviral.com, viral spelled with a Y, and checking them out. And I'm, again, linking to them below the video. Anyway, Frank's been on the summit now for 3 years running. They've consistently grown. I hear nothing but good things about them. They're very good at what they do.
Thank you.
You could say that they're boring and then they're simple.
Sure.
And
Yeah.
that's because they stay in their lane. And because they stay in their lane, they do a damn good job, right? Yep. So if you want to implement something like this and if you're honest with yourself, if you can be honest with yourself and know that you wouldn't be consistent or you're going to procrastinate, it's not going to go anywhere, then go avail yourself of help and resources that can do that for you. And that's Frank and his team.
Yeah, we got about 60 employees now at Viral, and they're all here in the States. In our main office is in Omaha, Nebraska, where I'm originally from. I live in San Diego, California. And, I like to think of ourselves as the personal trainer. Most people will go to the gym and they'll pay the gym membership fees, and they do, and don't really accomplish much. But then there's the motivated few that's like, I'll pony up and hire a trainer. It's going to get done. We're the trainer.
Yep. I agree. And I will link below this video to that list of video subjects, so people can go download that from you guys as well and get access.
Yeah, and thank you to doing these, to educating people, to bring some good speakers on, and to set these up. And it's not easy to pin a guy like me down. And
no, it's not, but I appreciate it. And you've been coming on 3 years, so gratitude to you, and a big thank you to you on behalf of everybody here in my audience and myself, man. You've always been a big supporter, and I really appreciate your generosity showing up and sharing like this.
Cool. Thanks, Andre.
It means a lot. Awesome. Well, everybody, Frank Klesitz back for a third interview. If you want to go watch one of his first interviews where we get a little bit more tactical into just some like step-by-step database marketing, you can click on that link below this video and go check that out for context, for more in-depth information. This year, I wanted to give Frank a chance to share some more advanced stuff, and I'm really happy that we did, and I'm sure you are too, because this just gives you a little bit more, gives me and all of you a little bit more of a strategic feel and grasp for really how to go about and be successful with this. Again, Frank, on behalf of everybody here at the Get Listening Summit and myself, thank you so much, my man.
Thank you.